Hello, guys. So, welcome back to another edition of Common Sense with Freddie. My name is Coach Wilfred Asokwo. I am a capacity builder. And for those of you that are just joining us for the very first time, here we share um, life and career nuggets that can help you make informed decisions. And also, we point you to opportunities that can help increase your capacity in all levels. As a coach, I've transitioned from several spaces, from science background as a chemist to aviation, from aviation to tech industry where I am right now. And I can tell you that it's been fantastic. I've also delved into entrepreneurship, and I will tell you that it's fun. It's fun when you do things on your own, manage your time, pull in resources, and then live a life. So today, I'm going to be delving into Seeking American Dream Will Humble You. Currently, I reside here in the United States, and I have been here in the last 15 years. And I can tell you so many stories. But one thing that is certain is this: when you come into the United States, regardless what your background is, regardless how much money you've made, regardless whether you come in as immigrants or not immigrants, the system will humble you. When I say the system will humble you, there are so many things that will that will smack your surprises. One of it is what? Cultural shock. Every single one would go through the cultural shock. And there are other things that we're going to talk about, like the surprises of the bureaucracy in the system. You can't beat the system. You have to go through a process. And if you're coming from a motherland like Nigeria, where we don't have processes, oh my. So you can tell some people will be struggling through that. But without further ado, if you know this is your first time joining this channel, please don't forget to smash on the red subscribe button as we continue this conversation. So America will humble you. You are coming and seeking to live the American dream. Just know that it will first break you and before it molds you back. And it all depends on how you are choosing to mold back to the top. Now, let's start with cultural shock. There are several cultural shocks that you're going to meet in the system, from the weather to the fact that women are treated and given priorities over men, or the children and the elders. So you think you're a man, you are bringing that your African egocentric tendencies over here. It's not going to occur well with you. If you want to live the American dream, you have to adapt to all these cultural shocks. Now, I'm going to mention some few ones that are very important, especially in building your career. One is punctuality. There's something called tardiness. Tardiness is you're supposed to be at work at 7. You come at 7:01. That's tardiness. 7:02. That's tardiness. Some companies will give you 7 minutes of grace to be in the office, or 6 minutes of grace. But when you keep coming 7:01, 7:02, it's going to have a conversation with you. And where we are coming from, we can beg. Please, Ejoma, Emma Binu, please. It doesn't exist over here. So please, no tardiness. If you want to build a career, especially in the corporate space, they expect you to be very disciplined and do the needful. Yes. Another thing you're going to meet, which is going to be a cultural shock, is the fact that there's something called financial credit, character credit, background check, and all that. Some of us are so irresponsible that we don't pay attention to our actions. We are so irresponsible that when we do things, we forget that there is consequences to it. For example, if you get into domestic violence with your spouse and the police get involved and you are being sued to court, it's going to fall on your record. If you want to get into the corporate space, that is going to affect you significantly. That is going to affect you significantly. I can tell you that for a fact. It's going to affect you. Now, how about your character history? or your financial credit. You are using credit card you're not paying back, making late payments to some of your bills, like your phone bills, like your water bills, like your light bills, and they are reporting to the collection center. That is going to impact significant things down the lane as you continue. So, in living American dreams with respect to building your financial credit, your character credit, you need to be extremely disciplined. Discipline is the key word. Discipline is expected of you. It's nobody's fault. It's part of growing your capacity. It's part of building a reputation for your brand, for yourself, for your future goals in America, in North America generally. So sometimes you be like, oh, how do you buy a car? You might have a raw cash to buy the car, but you're not going to be able to buy the car because you want to build your financial credit and history. Because there's a time you might need money to buy a house, but they want to see how responsible you've been over the years. So this is very paramount. Very important. Now, another surprising thing is for the men, you're in a relationship. I want you to understand that you cannot do most of the things we used to do to women back in Africa. If you are one of those, I wasn't married in Africa before I came to America. I got married here. So already I knew what it means to be very responsible. You don't raise your hand on your woman. They will always want to listen to the woman first before they listen to you. I have won the show before. It has happened to me before. And I can tell you, it wasn't a pleasant experience. But for the fact that I was very responsible, I wouldn't be here talking to you about it. I wouldn't be in the corporate space even. And let me shock you. If you both get into domestic violence and both of you have to appear before the judge and you're being convicted or something and it's being put into your record, if that woman should get pregnant to any other man, the system will protect her and the baby. They will even give her a house to stay, possibly give her some money to spend and take care of the baby. But you, as a black man, I need you to know you don't have such a luxury. You don't have such a luxury. So for you to live this American dream, there are little things that will actualize those dreams that if you don't pay attention to them, definitely you're going to get stuck. The surprises, I can tell you for a fact, not even your village people will bail you out. So, living or seeking American dream comes with a lot of responsibilities and discipline. How about your career? When you come into the United States, for example, or Canada, a lot of people will introduce you to the menial jobs, either the factory or the direct care work and the likes, the grocery store and all that. Your earnings is going to be very significantly low. So how do you actualize the American dream? Especially with the inflation and so many things going on in the system now. How will you be able to break even? How will you be able to make that money that you're looking for? It can be very demanding. And I'm throwing it back to you. Your American dreams depends on how well you are able to be strategic to build a career that will give you 6-figure and above. 6-figure and above. So it will demand you to be very disciplined. It will demand you to be intentional to explore, check, and validate how much you're going to make in that field that you are getting into. Long before now, a lot of individuals will go into nursing. They go into nursing not because it was the best, but because that's where they feel there is constant income and the jobs are readily available everywhere in the United States. But far from it today, there are other fields, other industry that are doing exceptionally very well, which you can build a career. So you cannot settle for less. To live an American dream, that in itself means you have a good house, you have a good car, you have a good source of income, you can go on vacation without worrying about the bills that you're going to be paying. Significant amount of work and the things you need to do will be expected to actualize those dreams. So, are you ready? For those of you that wants to jackpot, I can tell you that you have a lot of work ahead of you. I know you're coming from country or industry or from areas where there is so much indiscipline. There is this belief that you can sleep and wake up as a millionaire. Listen, in America, you can't just sleep and you wake up as a millionaire. You will go through the process. You need to put in the work. You need to understand how things are done. I can tell you that is the only way you can live your American dreams. American dream is fun. American dream or living that American dream is nothing but fun, and it brings significant fulfillment. I see you living that dream if you put all this I share with you in right perspective. See you all at the top because the bottom is crowded.